Go ahead. Open up.
Whoa.
Jesus. Black said today in the group, he said, well, see, what I love is that I'm a giver and I receive.
Oh
I
man,
said,
he both.
oh,
It is fourth grade kids.
There's
around.
a name for that.
It's
There
fourth
has
grade
to-
kids around. He like pause. They like it.
what's the name for that? Sean John.
What's up, y'all? It's the Hustle Spirit Show. I'm Deshaun Adams.
Pointing at? Damn.
I'm your boy D. Brooks.
What's up, y'all?
This guy.
CB4. I'm black, y'all. All right, go. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, no.
Stop playing, bro.
All right, bro. What's good, y'all? It's the Hustler Spirit Show. We back again with a cool episode. Nice little introduction for you all, that don't know who we are. We got some new tuners tuning in.
Tuners.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
And share all those.
Absolutely.
things.
What's your name?
It's Deshaun Adams or Black, the trainer, whatever you want to call me. That's who I am. That's who I be. You feel me?
My name is X. I run several different organizations. Yeah, you'll get to know me on this show, and I hope that we can bring you some love and some inspiration.
I'm Daniel Brooks, your motivator, your therapist, your counselor, all things mental health, all things bettering your life and your mindset, and you become your best self. I'm your guy. I'm excited to be here. Man, this guy.
Boy, got that joint tight. I remember you when you wouldn't even talk.
What?
That boy said, I'm Daniel Brooks. I'm that I'm your man.
Oh, man.
He
What
said,
was,
I'm your.
yeah.
I ain't heard that one.
Yeah.
That boy-
What was it that
He
popped
used to
up?
get very places he wouldn't speak.
Yeah,
He said,
that-
I'm Daniel Brooks.
I'm
your
glad you
motivator.
remember that.
With his hands, though.
I'm glad you remember that. You remember when we tried to do like the intro and I couldn't even do the intro? You remember?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
come
money
along.
make them talk.
Which was
Yeah.
first podcast?
Yeah, I couldn't even do.
Well, look at there.
come a long way,
You think it's money?
huh?
You think money make you talk?
I think money allows you to be yourself more,
Mm.
right? I think money brings out who you are and the confidence, because
Mm.
what ends up happening is once you make a certain amount, and who knows what that is, it's
Right.
all subjective for everybody. I think you feel as if you've done something right with however you were. So why not be more of that, right? Regardless of what people say, all the input, don't do this, don't do that. I've built something from nothing. So I think there's something in that. So I think, yeah, money got something to do with it.
Do you think that's when you say you feel like you've done something, but once you make a certain amount, whatever,
Mhm.
you feel like that's more of the Black community?
What?
Because it's such a we have such a culture of you have to look a certain way. Or
No,
I mean, I'm not. I
for
don't
me,
want-
it's not even so. No,
Yeah.
but for me, it's not even
true.
this monetary, materialistic thing. It's kind of like you think about, back in caveman time, right? I went out today and I killed food, right? And I think once you start to do that over and over, and you start to eat what you kill, and you start to see that what you think about is profitable,
Yeah.
I think over time you naturally become more confident in what you do, because it's produced something, right? So I don't even think it's so much the materialistic parts of it, or what I buy, or what I'm able to get, or things of that nature. I think it's more so just my ability that I didn't have something, I was able to go get it.
Yeah, I definitely can agree that you start to realize what you're made of, and like
Absolutely.
start to really dive into the fibers of like who you are.
That gives me chills, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
When you realize that you can make something out of nothing, or you can turn, like, I love the eat what you kill thing. Like,
yeah.
just being out there to be able to see, like, okay, I'm out here by myself, but I can literally feed myself,
Mhm.
Bro,
and sustain.
put me anywhere on God's
Yeah.
green earth,
Yeah,
right?
I triple my work. Absolutely.
Just triple it.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's the most I don't want to say masculine thing because there's a lot of, female entrepreneurs who are killing it, but I think it's the most valiant thing you can do on earth is become an entrepreneur. And I feel like if you're able to tap into that thing, right? We were just talking, right? With everything going on with you, it hit me for a second, that doubt of, man, why am I doing this if I know that's coming?
Right.
But at the same time,
it's like, remember a long time ago we said, are you willing to go
bro,
through that when you know
bro
it's about to be a mountain? Are you still willing to like open that door knowing it's about to be a fire?
And you got to, because on the other side of that fire is something you could have never imagined.
Like, how are you ever gonna learn?
You said it now. See, I'm quoting you. You said it probably about 5 episodes ago, probably about 10 episodes ago, 12, 15. You said entrepreneurship is literally just about how much bullshit you can keep going over and over and over.
Can you keep going? And that joint gets tiring. I ain't gonna lie to you. Before this episode today, bro, I almost text y'all like, I can't do it today. I had nothing to pull. Had nothing to pull from. But then
went home.
But then
me too, because
I was home.
But then I go to this meeting and I land a new contract. And it's like, damn, even on my worst day, right? Even I'm talking about, I couldn't get out the bed today. I couldn't get going. I couldn't get started. This thing after this thing, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going to pull any of this from, and still put my stuff on, made it happen from the subconscious, because I've been doing this now. We want it. What? Why didn't I charge more? Right? Like they just said yes. Right. So I think that's where the confidence comes from, is because when you push through those moments and that stuff comes to life, and then to come here and hear y'all's transparency of y'all's struggles, it just makes you realize, man, it's a part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a part of it.
Definitely part of it. Like the confidence part, like that comes from
working out.
Nah, but that confidence part, like it comes from like, you've done it, you can do it again. That's my confidence. That's where my confidence built from. Personally, I know, like when I feel like I'm in a struggle season, I'm like, yo, like what's going on? Like it's nothing going right. But me looking at it to where like you did it, why can't you do it again? Like what is it gonna take you for you to do it again? And are you gonna put your all into it, or are you just gonna half-ass and still be suffering and sad and crying and like, okay, I'm hurt, I'm sick, or who gonna pick you up? Seen you post and said, I'm my backup.
I'm
my own backup. And that's
nobody
the fact.
I can call.
We can't call mom and daddy we can't do that no more. We grown, we old.
Like, and nobody I can call that I don't gotta pay back.
Correct. And you're gonna have to pay them back now. And then we have kids, like we have kids, so that makes it even 10 times more heightened of I'm my own backup. Like literally, I take that every day. Like I'm my own backup, and I have to look at it like that.
So when you think that gets you into some trouble though?
For sure.
Like just
pride,
especially when you think about like the pride piece, but like even just like, does it cost you being your own? Does it cost you more being your own backup?
I think it costs you way more because you feel like you are never going to catch up, because you are all. Let's say, let me put it this way. I feel like yes, because the fact of, let's say for instance, me, I exhaust everything I had as far as finances. I gave everything I had. Then something happened to your business. I remember you always used to say, yo, cash is king. Yo, cash is king. I never forget nothing y'all tell me. So cash is king, and say I don't have anything left. And my pride is so big, I ain't gonna call and ask nobody like, yo, let me get $1,500, let me get $1,200, let me get $1,300, because I'm my own backup. I don't need nobody. But then you're gonna be hurting and sick, and now your business is going to shut down, starting to slow down because of your pride. So yes, I do think that's a bad mindset to have, but also a good one at the same time.
I don't even see it like when I think about it, I'm my own backup. I don't even see it as like I know y'all are there, right? Like I'm talking about just in the grand scheme of my life. Ain't no family members coming to come pick up Jack and do those things. Ain't nobody gonna, let Nicole borrow the car to do this. Ain't nobody gonna front the mortgage because, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm talking about outside of like just the business parts of it, that personal side and the kingdom that you're building. Like at the end of the day, that's up to me to protect. Right?
Correct.
Like that's up to me to hold that down and to make sure you're providing for. So, but at the same time, I think that's what keeps you going, right?
Right,
I
right.
think as long as you can flip it into something positive and pull just some positive energy from it, then I definitely think that's what keep me going. But I gotta start to implement some type of fundamentals, because it gets to a point where I saw a quote the other day. It said, "The same thinking that got you here ain't gonna be the same thinking that gets you there." Right?
That makes complete sense.
It's not right. So you even got to let go of the good thoughts and the good stuff that got you to this point in order to get to where we trying to go. And I think that's the season I'm in. Is like I really got to start to grow and let go of
Just
of
said
of
that.
those past ways that I think about money and how I view it and how I just got to spend it and all those things. Like once you've had it, you got to let go of all of that stuff to be able to build from it. Because again, it's one thing to get it; it's a whole nother thing to keep it.
So pause for a second.
That keeping it is.
That's real. And I wanted to be intentional before I just said something, so it wasn't me just rebuttaling something. But I think what you said is what I heard the most was getting rid of those old ways of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first start, you are thinking about the money. But I mean, of course, you're definitely thinking about the impact as well.
Can hear you.
You can hear. Oh, I think you're definitely thinking about the impact as well.
Absolutely.
I look at my model, and technically, you would say I went backwards. I went the not backwards, but I went the untraditional route. Right? Most people build a for-profit business. They make money. They figure out that they need a tax break, and they create a nonprofit. I went the opposite way and went for what I could do as far as the community development piece. And then now on the backside, as I've created all of the impact and community, love and what have you, and the impact and the numbers. Now it's my season for actually generating revenue and making the money so that there is sustainability. So you would look at my piece and be like, oh, okay, he started a nonprofit, but that's my heart, right? So I think like for me, now when you say getting rid of those old ways of thinking, it's like, all right, X, like everything ain't just give all the time. Like make it make sense. You can still give, but you can give in a strategic way,
Right.
right? Like giving don't just gotta be, oh, we gave out 3,000 backpacks, right? Like it's like, nah, like where's the impact in that? Like what how does that turn over into something? Right? Like what is the goal? Like where are we going with this instead of just doing stuff?
How can the giving keep giving?
Yeah, no, for sure. I like what you did with that. But so like that's why I mean a lot of events. If you look at our calendar, I mean, I swiped a lot of stuff clean, and it wasn't because of loss of staff or anything like that. It was like no X, like keep peace with yourself and dial back. Right, look at the broad scope of things and see where you want to be in 2026, and start taking steps slowly in that realm where you can maneuver and have these intentional meetings and have this time to build this presentation, right? So you're not just going from, oh, Tuesday, I got a meeting tomorrow, I got to, it's like, no, like now I have time. My staff has time to prepare and like be intentional on that one thing. And so naturally we have so much going on. It's a lot of dialing back that you got to do. But I think when I hear that, it just confirms to me that, you know, strategy has to be a major point of the model to make the money make sense. Like the fundamentals of money are all strategic. You read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's very strategic. You read, 48 Laws of Power, like it's all strategic, like all of these things that speak about how to obtain, it's all very strategic thinking. It's not surface level thinking. It's very much, I learned this today. How do I implement this? Okay, now how do I make what I learned yesterday better for tomorrow? It has to be that way.
And a lot of the times, what I've noticed in reading those is that you automatically can think that those people who wrote those things were perfect the whole time.
Correct.
No, they learned that
Yeah.
because they messed up.
Yeah.
Right. Majority of them, even when you look at Rich Dad Poor Dad, and someone in that lineage, which was his dad, had to mess it up, and then he wanted to get it right. And for me, I'm just trying to get it right in my lifetime. I don't, as close to what as close to what right can be, right? Like because when I was talking to somebody the other day, when you're first generation, kind of thinking about your future, thinking about your lineage, thinking about a business, all of that pressure falls on you, right? And it can look ugly, it can look nasty, and my biggest goal is that I want in my family history and lineage from me, this is the brokest we'll ever be, right? I want Jack to be, and not just on this materialistic type of thing, even in our thinking, in our thoughts, because I messed up, I did it wrong, I had to overcome, I had to write the notes to leave in the past, and that's the hardest part, is that as much as I hate it at times and I despise having to go through it, I know I'd rather me go through it than Jack have to.
Right. No, that's real. That's real.
No, I like that. I don't know which one of y'all told me to read that book, How to Make Shit Happen.
Yeah.
That book right there, like
I ain't read that one.
That literally was my life. Like
it's an audio book.
He was talking about how, being in business and how you have to manage money, all this stuff. He going on family vacation with his wife and still got his BlackBerry with him, still working and all this good stuff.
BlackBerry, wow.
And that's how you know it was a long time ago, but he wrote that. And like how he just lost everything because how dialed in he was to making money for his business.
Right.
I feel like I have experienced that shit. Like, I don't know if you can cuss on here, but like
it's your platform, sir.
I don't know if you experienced that. So it's like to hear y'all talking about the books, like that stuff be very strategic and it's real.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna send y'all one too about leadership.
Yeah, send that to me. But I like this, like I said, to listen to that stuff, man, and to know that we all are going through that. I've been through it already. It shows you that the fundamentals of money, budgeting, all that stuff with the money is all real. Like everyone goes through it if you're going into business the right way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's not even just going into business.
Right.
Like, I think just
life in general.
Like in general,
right.
You feel me? Like those are things. I mean, my last job was 2024, 2023, 2024. And even then, like, even in college, like you had to learn.
Your last job?
Yeah.
2024?
No.
I mean, my bad. 2014.
Somebody lying. Somebody got what you moonlight
2013, 2014. But even then, like I think that's when I was introduced to budgeting probably earlier than that because
bartending.
I was but I've been working since I was 15 years old. I've never not had a job since I was 15. So I think I was introduced to finance early.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was introduced to money early, but I loved having my own. So like the moment I started working, it was like, oh yeah, I ain't never not had a job. I've had a job all through college, all through high school, all of that. Like I always worked, always had my own. I never asked my mom for nothing. If anything, it was like I might need a ride or I might need help with a car to find certain things, but I knew how to manage and put away. And I think those are small principles my grandfather would teach me.
Bro. That's crazy. You said
just
that.
like keep a $50 bill tucked away in your wallet. You know what I'm saying? Put money in your car stashed away somewhere. That saving money for a rainy day, like truly save money for a rainy day. Like 6 months of rent should be saved up at all times. Like little stuff like that should always. It's real though, bro. Like,
no, that's true. That's real.
I've literally was in situations this year. Came back from Africa, and came back from Africa, and my mom literally, because of the things that were going on with the school, she had to dissolve her business. She had to dissolve the after school program. So being able to know, like, all right, X, you have a pot that you know what I'm saying is tucked away, and knowing that that's there even to be able to help your family, let me know, like, all right, X, like, yeah, you're on the right path. You're doing
right.
You know what I'm saying? You do live vicariously. I love to live, but to be able to like step in and be like, okay, boom, I can pivot and still help family,
and hold your own.
that's a different
Mhm.
level of love. I feel like that's a different level
No,
of
that's
love,
real.
and also
because you're
manhood,
thinking
too.
about them
Without even
outside,
thinking
without
about
even
That's
Yeah,
thinking.
similar to
without-
some family member going to prison. You holding bread until they get out.
Yeah,
That's the same thing. So
Yeah,
that's
different,
So
bro.
dope.
somebody, because again, me growing up, everybody, money in my family was always the biggest issue. Everything we struggled with was always surrounding money.
Mhm.
And I just got to the point I don't want to struggle like that no more. And I remember, because so I say that to say you guys were taught some of those principles and things. I never got any of those, and I remember it was right before COVID. One of Nicole's, our closest friends, and she comes from a family of hustlers and people who've done these things. And she put me on game,
Yeah.
and she told me this thing that I stick to. She was like, "You have to keep at minimum $5,000 in cash." She was like, "If you drop below that, right now, 6 months, do all that stuff." But she said, because most things you have to make it through the day, right? So if something big happens, 5K can usually get you through the day. And if you drop below that, you're
Hell of a
broke,
day.
right? If you, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Most things can car break down, got to go to court, something like that. That's 5K. And I remember I instantly started to instill that. And as long as I had at least that,
Yeah.
then we were good. And I remember over the summer, we dropped below that. That's when the hyperventilation started. That's when the hustling had to turn on. And you revert to, not even revert, you just rely heavily on the shit that you know, right?
Yeah.
And how to go
Yeah,
get
you
it.
can make a play.
And if nothing else, I remember you said that a long time ago, is that I know if I need this, I know how to go get it.
Oh, fact.
And I learned that about myself this summer, right? Outside of the first kind of when I left my job and the blessings came raining, it was a lot of blessings. But now this go around was not only the blessings, but I've given you these skills. What can you do to make happen? So from June until October, I've barely boom. Every week has just been going to go get it, and that's. But now I'm on the back end of it, and that's why I'm drained and I'm so tired because I'm kind of coming out. I'm trying to rejuvenate myself, but that's built. Going back to confidence, this other level of confidence of, all right, bro, I don't never want to get to that again, and it may still come, but I know if it does, I know there's things that I've done and I know I can do to make this thing happen. And that's been, an amazing feeling. But now we're building it back up, putting what's storing up the storehouse, getting everything back to it, because this thing come in seasons, bro.
Storehouse.
Yeah, the storehouse, man. I was just reading that
Storehouse.
that passage in the Bible, man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sheesh.
No, that's real. That's. I definitely think the fundamentals of money are taught at a different age. But some people, like you said, if you're not taught it,
you got to learn it.
You gotta learn it.
You got to
It's
go
gonna be a hard learn too,
bro.
Learn it. I think
been
budgeting was one of the things that I've never really. I knew the fundamentals. I knew how to hustle.
Yeah,
like that's what
I knew how to make the amount I
knew
needed.
how to make. I knew how to make something happen. My mom and auntie used to always do it because I would have money, but I always just always was like, can I get $1? Like, can I get $1? Can I get $1? So I knew how to hustle out. I sell stuff at school. Knew how to get certain things from people at school in the pizza line or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I always knew how to hustle. I knew how to sell shoes, clothes, whatever. But budgeting is a whole nother level.
I just feel like it's such a constraint. That's why it's been so hard for me. Is like you put a budget, it's a boundary. Then I struggle. Just me just being transparent. So when I put that budget of this, how much I can spend, then I feel like it stifles my ability to do what I want.
And I feel like that's how put that in the meal prep. That is the same way.
What?
Budgeting and meal prep, it sounds the exact same. Like everything you said, it stifles you. So you can meal prep 4 days of the week, but you're gonna be like,
but don't you think the whole thing is to get
the result
is to get to the goal?
Yeah.
If you don't, but I'm gonna be honest, I know some people who were just like, and they got cake, they got a bag, and they like, I don't budget nothing.
Yeah. I would rather make a lot than have to budget. That's just me personally. But I'm working towards it because especially coming through this drought that I was in, it's time to budget some things out. But it's just historically. I'm just saying, like, not that I'm not going to change. It's historically, it's historically been really, really hard for me. And again, I'm not making an excuse, but I think it has a lot to do with my ADHD too. Is like I'll put this budget, then I'll think of another budget, and then you know what I'm saying, and then I'll do all these other things as opposed to sticking to this one. It just feels so.
But don't you believe
constraining.
when the more you make, the more you're definitely paying out?
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. I think
That's so crazy.
I think that's the thing.
But I feel so much better though when
you paying out.
I do like that's the crazy part. So for me, and again, I think this goes back to the thinking that we were talking about in the old
I've been
thoughts.
wearing the same jeans.
So, but again, this goes to the.
I didn't had these jeans for 4 years.
Yeah, they the stretchy ones too.
That's
not them. I got them leggings.
Structure.
But I think this goes back to my way of thinking that I got to change. Is that for so long, getting down to zero turned on the hustle for me. So I will get all the way down to zero to try to build it back up, and that's where exactly right. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I have to change it, because I don't want to have to get to zero to turn this thing on. So I will wait until shit falls apart and then be like, all right, boom, it's time to get to work.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can get down to zero.
Yeah,
zero. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see negatives.
$32.
But again, I
NSF.
It's all about
overdraft fee hit every day
per day.
It's like the overdraft fee is hitting on the last overdraft fee. You gonna take money from me,
bro?
32,
bro.
You taking what I don't got for what I don't got.
I just had a card turned off because it was in overdraft for too long, bro. And I'm just moving.
Then you gotta look. You gotta go about 18. You see some fine girl sitting there, and she can see your whole
account. You sick.
Hey, no, it's coming though. Next week you got about 8 bank accounts and 8 different banks, bro. I get it.
It's just crazy. I just heard like somebody was talking about how like the man in the Lamborghini got the suit on, coming there in the bank and deposit $200. That's it. Don't got nothing in his account, but he looked good, got the shit on, look good. Yeah. But then somebody come in, busted up in an old car, pull up, got a check for $100,000. Boom.
See, but that's the thing. I think for me, I think you have to have had it to experience that you don't need it. I hate when people say, "Man, you don't need all that, man. Why you worried about that?" I hear you, but I think for me, I'm going through the process of realizing that stuff doesn't matter. Like, why can't I like cars? Why can't I like these things?
That's true.
At this certain age. And when you think about, I think it goes as part of my mentality is really derived from sports at times. Like sometimes you bounce back the most.
Sports was really good. You wasn't really that good.
You terrible, bro. Get out of here. So most of the time,
on the homecoming for no reason,
teams bounce back. You're crazy.
What's up, Daniel?
Whatever. Most time,
teams. When you was cleaning my jersey, boy.
Right. None of that. Shout out to Hampton, man. The real HU. But most of the time you bounce back most after a loss, right? Yeah. But now I'm trying to transition into what I call the Alabama mindset, right? Where you have that target on your back, you've been winning. How do you maintain and sustain that winning as opposed to having to lose to get turned back up, right? And that's where I'm at, is a loss always wakes you up. But now I want to get to the point where I can continue to win and make winning this habit, even though knowing losses are going to come. But I don't want to subconsciously only can pull energy from losses.
Yeah,
right? I want to be able to pull energy.
The scary
from
part. Like it's like you turn into a whole nother monster when you are not where you want to be. That's me personally.
So let me ask you this: so why get comfortable if you know entrepreneurship has ebbs and flows? Like, why get comfortable knowing that?
You shouldn't. What's comfortable though? What do you mean?
Like you said, when I got money, I ain't budgeting. I'm out here. But then when that joint get to $500, you're like, no, we only got $30 for chicken. We got $12 for rice.
But listen, that's my transparency, is because I get it down to an amount that I've always been used to. Right?
That's what I'm saying. So why? I get
it. Because I don't know how. Right? I'm in the seat. I'm working on it, but historically, I haven't known how, because where I'm at, I've never been.
You haven't known how. So what?
I don't know how to how to not get comfortable when things are going well, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, you saying when things are going well, you're used to like, hey, this is when I can let my guard.
Yeah, this one I can let it down because I've never been to those levels. But before,
But now that you
So
touched
now he's
it,
now
now
that
that,
I've
now
touched
that
it,
I feel like he's
now
saying,
that you went to Mount Everest,
Yeah.
why
like,
can't you just keep that same mentality to
that
get
same
to?
mentality that you got when you
Right.
was almost at the peak?
because I'm realizing that
But I'm
that's,
just saying, I get it.
that's a skill, and I have to work on that skill because it's again, all this money stuff reverts back to what I need to work on myself, right? Because once you make it, it all goes back to, what is my mindset, what am I thinking? So that has revealed to me that I have that issue,
So
right?
so then I asked, who is the real? I'm only putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Who is the real Daniel? Is it the one that's at the peak, or is it the one that's constantly trying to get to the peak?
I mean,
That's a tough
I
question.
feel like it's the peak, right?
Okay.
Because
So you
I can do more. I get like I did a budget, right? I looked at it, and majority of my budget and all of my income goes to giving it away.
No facts.
I not even in some super great way. Just oh yeah, you go. What you 500? Here you go. Like I'm giving. Oh, you need tires? Boom. Not even in this thing where it's structured. A lot of my budget is messed up through giving.
So that for me, I'll say that's why it always comes back.
It does.
So
I think that's the mentality that we have and get comfortable. So why we keep getting back to that $500 or $0 because we know it's going to come back. Mentally, we have
I like that.
we have the faith.
We
have the
I
faith.
like that.
Oh, bro, I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and I said, true faith. When you have true faith, I almost feel guilty because you don't worry about nothing. And when you don't worry, you get to the point of not working.
I'm at peace.
And
No,
that's
no, no,
but
no,
that's
no,
good.
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I'm saying.
no.
That's what I'm saying. True faith, right, gets to the point of if I know it's coming, then I just go and do whatever
I've been doing it for 10 years. I ain't know where the hell it's gonna come from.
Yes,
But I don't think it's you.
and don't get too comfortable. It's the end. That's the
I
end
still
result.
think that there's a
I
principle
think
of
that's
comfortability.
I think that's an oxymoron. You can't have both.
That's true. That's
I
right.
understand.
You
I
have
understand.
no-
I understand. I understand it.
You have
Because
no control.
Faith is
Yeah,
fact.
that means you believe.
If
You
you
believe it.
truly believe,
It's coming.
then you don't
It's
worry
coming.
about. You just wake up and
That's
go.
real.
You just wait, and that's where I want to get to, because God has revealed it over and over and over that it's going to work
But
out.
so are you sinning? Are you sinning?
Oh boy, come on!
Are you sinning because
my
you
overthinking?
are you sinning because you are doing whatever it takes to get what you need? Is that a sin?
I think it is, because when we go back to the beginning, we go back to, if we read biblically, the Adam and Eve, the sin that Adam and Eve committed was when they did
Clap them cheeks.
was when they took something into their own hands. God gave you dominion, right, over the fowl of the air, over all this stuff, and then it was like, just don't touch this one thing. And I think when we take on, because God wants to take care of us.
Eve was probably thick.
Yo,
I'm being real, bro. She was probably thick, bro. If
you're gonna get an apple to hit.
Come on, cuz.
But this is what I'm saying. I think every single day we are faced with our form of the serpent, our form of the apple. Every
we
single
just don't know
day.
what. I mean, we know what, but we don't know what.
Yeah, yo, you know
It don't, but it don't always gotta.
You know what it is.
And you keep on biting
You
that
keep
apple.
on biting that apple.
And you
But
get down to the core.
Yes.
Black people make an applesauce. You about to say, screw it.
He'll
Give me a smoothie.
He'll spit the pit out or nothing. That boy,
Oh shit!
Black people, you want me to eat the core too?
Eat the core down to it. But I think when we think about faith, that is true faith.
That's still faith is very scary.
It's scary. That's what people don't talk about.
That's scary.
It's extremely scary. And if I feel guilty when I go to this level of faith,
and you got to be the biggest believer to believe in faith,
bro.
Faith,
bro,
is
the substance of things hoped for.
Faith
and the
was
evidence of things
out in the FAITH.
What?
The speller of faith.
Say that spell again.
F
You spelled it
A.
wrong. You
No, I
spelled
didn't. I said
FAYTH.
FAITH.
You said
Faith.
wow.
I never said why. Record it
You
and go
spelled it
back.
like a little hood
But
rat
listen,
name.
but listen. Like,
Faith. My name
I
Faith.
don't even want to talk about it.
But
I don't want to talk
But-
about it no more.
but that's what I'm
No,
saying.
say it again for my bad.
No. This
What is it?
just a word. Just spell it out.
You had an acronym to
I
it.
said FAITH. I just said I heard somebody talk about the word. I just can't think about what he said,
Mhm.
and it made sense to.
Oh,
He must know.
Oh, he spelled it for you.
Say it again.
For
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 all
all I
trust
trust him, and that makes sense. But
Oh yeah.
again, like
Let's go together.
you can trust.
Yeah, come on.
You can
I
trust.
get tatted last weekend.
You can trust him, but again, you are working your ass off
Yeah, no.
to get what you really want.
But listen, if you really think about it,
Okay.
when we were made, he put us here just to have dominion. We didn't have to work for nothing, right? There was nothing we had to work for, and we added in the work because we got. If you think about it, factually, when they ate the apple, we got knowledge of working, of don't do this, don't do that. Prior to that, we were just supposed to be here, be naked, have a great time, and live. And what we're supposed to do is wake up every day and do what we love. That's literally what we're supposed to do.
You know what my dream is, bro? I ain't mean to cut you off. My dream is to make a comedy out of like biblical joints.
That would be
Like I can see, like I know somebody's gonna take this joint, but whatever. I want to make short films out of biblical because me and my mom used to always get in arguments, or me and my grandma too, because I still have a trouble believing that Jonah was in the whale.
He wasn't.
So I always go back and forth with the stories because I'm just like, it's just a metaphor. Like I believe this stuff and it's all about faith. All of it is just symbolisms of faith.
Yeah.
But like I thought it'd be really dope to do like comical skits.
Like a Dave Chappelle about.
Come on, bro.
That'd be hard.
Just think about Dave. Just think about Adam and Eve in a comical skit. That joint would be crazy.
You don't even know what to do.
You over there eating that apple? What?
Right.
You better not touch that
Like
apple.
apple pie.
You know I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you if you touch that apple.
No,
I understand what you're saying.
So that's the part, because if truly he is all in control,
yeah,
and we mess ourselves up.
Y'all pay tithes?
That's a whole.
I ain't been in church in like 3 months.
Yeah, no.
You know why? So I wanted to like literally find God myself. No, find God myself, because I felt like I've been. You know, when you go to church, sometimes I just feel like they just read what they feeling like. They just read about. Like, I don't want to hear about old King James. I heard that enough.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know about what's going on. Like,
I know what season.
Like, what is it like?
I know what season.
What is God really about to do? Like, do you really know?
I just came out of a whole questioning season, right? Of not even questioning of faith, just really trying to understand on a personal level, right? Because again, I grew up in the church. I went to every church service there was, but really went through this thing of the contradictions that everyone says. Like, I'm supposed to have life and have it more abundantly, but no, you can't worry about money and all this stuff. You can't. What he said, right? So I went through this whole contradictory kind of revelation and went through all those things. So like your question, what you just asked?
Mm-hmm. I said, do y'all pay tithe?
So for me, it got to this point was where I realized I didn't believe in the giving it to the church, because I think a lot of times you give to the church when you don't have anyone to give to, right? Well, so I feel as if it's my duty to give to individuals, right? Or it doesn't even have to be money monetarily. It can be, I give my time, I make like I give of my information. So I think all of that goes into that level of giving. And at the end of the day, giving is about where your finances are, is where your heart is. Where your goal is, where your heart is. So again, going back to when I did my budget and when I felt my lowest during this season of not having, I realized I felt my lowest because I couldn't give no more. Any other time, people know I'm giving more, right? Here go 1,500 just because. And when I literally couldn't, I hadn't been in that space in so long where I couldn't give. right? To where I
think
wanted.
it was wild as all of us were in that same
Yeah,
space
bro.
at the same time.
Correct.
Bro,
Right? And you look at it like, oh, but location, we're in different spaces, but of course that was paid for a while ago. But like I think all of us were at the stretch point where it was like, wait, we ain't been here in a long time.
But yeah, because people would look at it and think, oh, y'all still doing it. No, bro. Like this, some of this stuff was paid for months ago, and if I could get it back, I would have.
Correct.
Right.
Like, if I could be fully transparent, like I can't even tell you when I was like really felt like I was in an up season, like I'm up. Like I ain't had that in a minute. Like in a while. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure you can, but like ain't no up season. Then again, when you notice that and then you sit and reflecting, like you know exactly what it was, what it is.
So
So I know exactly what you're gonna say, but
no, I'm saying there's just certain things.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're but I'm just saying, like when I say up, like I mean up. Like I kept telling my team that I said I need to figure out how to make $100,000 in 4 days.
I love it.
How can we do that?
Yeah,
I love it.
Today, what you mean? I wish I could. No, I ain't no wish. So we need to figure out how can we make $100,000 in 4 days. Heard one of my clients say it. I need to make $100,000 tomorrow. And I'm like, that's a good way. He said, no, I'm for real. I said, no, for real, me too. Like I need to figure out how can I make $100,000 in 4 days. Because if I can make $100,000 in 4 days, in 8 days, I got 200,000 too.
Let's go.
So I'm like now, like I need to be like, I can't be comfortable if I'm not up the way I want to be up. When I say up, I mean up. Like I'm up. Like I ain't got to show it, but I know. And my people around, they know like, all right, cool. He good right now. He's mentally good, especially when you have children. Like that shit is like a crutch. When you not up for real,
bro.
Like anything can make you could piss you off.
Bro.
Anything can make you mad.
Bro.
Anybody you want to flip out on them quick, I'm telling you.
And again, this is not
telling you. This is go ahead.
Do you feel like, and I'm gonna pivot for a minute because y'all are fathers. Do you feel like that's like the basis, like the fundamental of money is the basis of where like men like what you just now said, your sentiments of like never feeling up and never feeling that you're actually securing a family.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's where men are like, I would rather you not be in your life because I can't even take care of my, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
I don't feel like a man.
And I feel like a man, you can't, if you even do that, you're not a man. Like if you can just be there. I don't know if I'm saying the right. I don't know if I'm saying the right way.
I don't know if you realize what you're saying. I'm not taking away from you.
Oh no, go ahead.
But you literally said if you can't do that, then you're not a man. So to me, it just again the little boy in me is saying like, oh, these are why money is the reason why.
Yeah. So it's not justified.
No.
I'm just saying. So it sounds like that's
money's the reason why. What though? What you about to say?
Like these are why there are maybe absent fathers. These are why men
because they don't got.
Because you said
they're not up.
Oh, because my money, I don't have money, so I don't feel like I'm a man.
No. Not necessarily. I probably put that wrong. So basically, I'm just saying.
He was saying if you're there,
and
you're not doing what you need to do.
My point. You're not trying to. You're not trying to be like you're just dad. Like you should be as a man. You should be going to go get the shit that you want as far as finances. If I need $100,000, I need to figure out how to do that shit in 4 days. Well, for me to feel like a man to take care of my family, my children.
I think that's the pressure that society puts on us.
Right.
That even as good of a father and as a husband as I try to be, those thoughts even like I see moments where I can justify why my dad left. Right. Like I can see moments even in me, like, damn, you got this decision, this or that, but you're not gonna leave. But I think society has put that pressure on us. So that's what ends up happening. Because I don't have this monetary value, then I don't have this value. And I think one of the hardest things to do isn't to be broke, is to have it and then lose it.
Yeah.
Right. So those are the pieces that I struggle with. But in the meantime, when you are up, when you are doing well, that's why you got to work on you.
Correct.
So if you ever do go down,
correct.
You have other things to offer, right? And I have other things to be able to give, man.
It's like,
that's real.
What do you? I know we probably need to get off the subject, but what do you like call or what do you say when you are at peace, when you are in a drought?
See, and
that's
Is that faith?
yeah. So yeah,
I
so
think it's just peace.
so I just went through this, and I remember, like I would look at celebrities, the people I like, right? Not just everybody. I'm not like clout chasing, but people like Kevin Hart and Will Smith and all this. And I'm like, daggone, they never look like they have stroke. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. No, they just choose. Like when you get to this place,
showing up.
you choose to be happy. And I remember and I remember the stamp of approval when I was going through this thing, and I was like, dang, just smile. Fuck it. Like, you ain't got it. I remember getting back to the point that scared the shit out of me. Cole was like, I went to the grocery store in the car, didn't, oh my God, what the right? I ain't been there in years, right? And I remember just smile. And then sure enough, of all the times I had been looking at LaRussell and how could I see him, and here you go, like, bro, I got we can go for free, right? We ain't got. And I remember that being confirmation, like God saying, this is what, like, you don't have to worry about nothing. Just, it's already taken care of. Just be, right?
I get that.
And choose happiness. And it's hard, right? It's hard to wake up and be like, man, I'm happy and I ain't got nothing. But I think that's what leads you back to your faith. And that's what leads you to praying.
Yeah.
Right. I realized how little I was praying. Right. When I went through the, like, that, I ain't been down.
When you up, you ain't even think about, hey God, you ain't even saying thank you.
But then that's a whole nother, and that's what it has to be.
Me too.
It has to be thank you.
I'm just saying.
Right. But
thankful, thank you is probably on my tongue.
That's the first thing I say. I don't even ask.
You have to
hundreds of times a day.
At the end of the day, I guess to sum up a lot of this money, it's a level of gratitude. Right. You have to get to this place of gratitude. And I remember, like, it's not even about, because a lot of my relationship with God now is being shaped with my relationship with Jack. And for me, Jack don't gotta ask me for nothing. I would rather Jack be grateful of anything that I give. And I think that's the same way with God. I think we'll go, God, please let me do. If he is truly our Father, he don't need us begging for it. We already have access to it. Right. It's whether or not we walk into it and we accept it and we receive it and we believe that we can make $100,000 in 4 days. And the only reason that we don't make it is because we really don't need it.
And like you just now said, I think I can honestly say, in the lowest of lows, I have like exalted his name of, like, I'm so thankful, like, no matter what. Peace, and I'm talking about, like, literally, you can ask my board in 2019, I would get to the table and they're like, how are we gonna do this? I'm like, don't you ever worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. The money will come, and it's been coming for 10 years. I don't know how. It literally just pours. I mean, even my own pastor said, I've never seen somebody be blessed the way.
Yeah, bro.
And I will say, it stays on my tongue. Thank you stays on my tongue. Like it's built there.
Right.
I make sure that I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I thank people from the bottom of my heart, because I know what it's like to not have anything.
Oh, for sure.
But I also know that when you are at those lows, that's really just a test of, like you said, it's just a test of gratefulness. It's like, where is your heart if I strip everything away? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you, of course, that's not what you want.
Right, for sure.
But you got to be able to, like, see, like, okay,
because it resets you, right? And I think back, when we talk about biblically, I'm gonna take it there, right? And I've said this before: children of Israel, they were taken out of bondage, out of Egypt, and they went on this walk. And the first thing they got to was the Red Sea, and God split it, and they walked through it. No sooner than a day later, they complaining about something, right? And I used to think, like, man, if he split a Red Sea, I'm believing, like, man, I saw the ocean split. But every single day we forget about our Red Sea, right? Yeah. I forget the time when I went to Hampton. I didn't know what financial aid was, being the first person in my family to go to college, and I didn't fill out financial aid. And I get there, I'm thinking I'm on football scholarship. I don't know what it is, but I'm a preferred walk-on. And I go to check in, and the coach is like, "Dang, you got a $28,000 balance." My grandma had just dropped me off. I ain't had no cell phone back then. She had went back up the road. They were going 4 hours back, dropped me and left. $28,000. What are you talking about? $28,000. And I remember going to the financial aid office going at the first day, like, there's nothing we can do. You can go home, try next semester, fill out this form. I'm like, I can't go back. I'm here for football. Like, I'm going to college. I can't let my family down. Next thing I know, I go and I'm waiting. I'm just waiting to call my grandma because that was the only place that had the phone. I won't going back to the football office. And lady comes in with some food and she trying to get her keys and she's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just waiting for it to open. She's like, you good? I said, yeah, I'm good. She's like, help me take this stuff in. Walks in. I still ain't said nothing. Pride, right? Walk up the steps and she walks into her office. She's a financial aid advisor. This is God's honest truth. And I'm sitting there and she get in there. She thank you. She said, now boy, tell me what's wrong with you. And I said, I break down. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this. I don't know nothing about fiddle. I know financial aid. Da, 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 da. What am I gonna do? They said I got $28,000. She sat there. She talked to me, but she's typing. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing I know, prints out this paper, stamps it. I'm $28,000 paid for first year of college. Right. Then come back around the following year, never touched the field. Freshman year, didn't play a down. Come back sophomore year, had filled out financial aid by then, and I'm ready to come back in. Sit in front of Coach Joe Taylor, and he says, "You remind me a lot of myself." How does half scholarship sound? Puts me on half scholarship. Came back sophomore year, had this thing on my vision board. I was going to ride an airplane for the first time. Made it on the travel squad. Still didn't play. Got to the end of sophomore year. There's all these other people who should be on scholarship. He says, how does a full scholarship sound? So when I say I've been through my Red Seas, I forget when I'm in the wilderness that I just made it through the Red Sea, right? And we can't forget those parts because that's faith should have been built through those. Right. And when we allow situations to crumble our faith. So keep being grateful, man.
Oh no, for sure.
Keep being grateful.
Yeah, I don't have nothing after that.
Nah, that was
man,
tough.
Man,
story,
man, I appreciate you, bro.
That was tough.
Absolutely.
But everybody gonna be low, everybody gonna be high.
Yeah.
But which one you gonna manage?
Embrace both of them.
Which one you gonna manage?
Who are you in both of them?
And that's what I was saying. You know, which one are you?
Are you the same?
But that's how do you treat people? I'm saying how do you answer the phone? How do you text? Like, you know, how do you treat your mother? How do you treat your people when you don't have or your friends, family, all of those things. Like all of that is a true test of character, to be honest.
Literally just seeing listening to Buddy was like, why y'all want to be like these celebrities for that? You don't know what they're going through. They got to deal with two women, somebody pregnant by one doing this and that. I want to be like Uncle Joe down the street. He got grass in his front yard, grass in his backyard. His family fed. He go to work every day. He go home. He go in at 4 a.m, come back home by 3 o'clock. I want to be like Uncle Joe. I want to be like no superstar, no celebrity. You don't know what they go through. That's a fact. Like he grateful. At the end of the day, he is grateful.
Gratitude is
coming home, feeding his family. Feeding his family.
Gratitude is everything. If you're grateful,
it can get you so far.
all the way.
People can see gratitude in your spirit.
Because sometimes it really is just a test. You think $100, and it's really just to see.
Be grateful.
How long can you hold it? Do you spend it recklessly? Do you even say thank you? Is it a smile on your face when you receive it?
People see that.
That $500 is right behind it.
People see that.
People right behind it.
God see it. People see it.
Right behind it.
But Tiffany to say that today, she don't even know me. To say like I like about Deshaun, like he's a go getter. I was like,
that's fire.
Because you would never see me. You would never know when I'm upset. You would never know when I'm mad, unless you like really know me. Like, oh, something wrong with him. But like, you would never know if I'm hurting, down, nothing. It's what am I gonna show that for? It's gonna put the energy on you. Same reason my boy Noah told me, I said, bro, you are strong. I said, bro, you ain't gotta tell me that. I appreciate it. You're strong individual. I said, bro, I gotta be here for 1,000 people a day. Think about that. Just being an example. I gotta be here for 1,000 people a day and still hear their emotions and feelings. I don't put mine on them. Bro. I listen to it. I soak it up. Cool. I can't lose weight. Oh man, I'm gonna make sure I help you the best as I can to get you to this goal.
Yeah. Think about
I can't say yeah. Well, I gotta do. I can't do none of that. I just gotta. Oh yeah, I got you. I promise you, it's good. Close the door. Last week, Miss Donna that I was on the phone with, literally touched me. I'm praying for you. I swear I bust out crying quick. Boom. Easy. Easy.
So if you don't
holding it,
I was just about to say,
holding it.
Spoke it into it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
If you don't and I'm glad we can end like this, but I spoke about it at the conference, and I hate that y'all didn't get to hear it, but like
You had us working.
Huh?
You had us working.
No, you wasn't even there.
Oh shit.
The other company.
You wasn't there.
The other
9
company.
o'clock.
The new. Oh no, I'm on there.
All right, at the beginning.
I think, and one of the main things I told the boys was the speech was about you are enough. But I was saying like what I've learned through my journey as a man is that the longer you keep holding that, it's gonna come out in some real unhealthy ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so if somebody touch you like that and it's just like, oh boom, you release, you know what I'm saying? It's just whoa. If somebody touch you, and you know what I'm saying, and those emotions, you know what I'm saying, come out that quick, well, that's a sign. And I feel like I done told you, like,
Oh, for sure.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, get yourself together
Absolutely.
because if you are here, if God's got you here
Mm-hmm.
to be there for that many people,
Mm-hmm.
it is your duty to make sure that you are right
Correct.
for those, or you're doing them a disservice
Right.
when you're not your best self. And naturally,
I don't know if you're supposed to air this or not. Saying all that crazy. I don't know if you're supposed to air that.
What?
He just servicing me. I can't even.
No, because naturally everybody deals with stuff. Like everybody, and when we're in the positions that we are, they will never know how much it is, how much our shoulders bear.
Correct.
You got, I mean, like you said, you've got thousands of people. So it's not that you're not okay.
Right.
It's not that you're not okay. It's not that I'm not okay. But but they're never gonna understand what our shoulders are to bear. What I'm saying is it's pivotal to keep it's pivotal that we keep our crowns in place, and it's pivotal that we make sure that we check on ourselves, and it's pivotal that when we are not okay, that we understand it's okay to not be okay.
That's it.
And I think that that's where we fall short sometimes because we think we have to like always be okay, but nobody has ever said that to us.
That's true.
Nobody's walked in the room and said, sign this contract and you have to always be okay.
Right.
Nobody's ever said that. So I think as a man, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You've done that for me, bro, like on numerous occasions. Or even if I just book a session and I'm like, bro, like I'm just going through, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We go through it, we go through a session and then, you know what I'm saying, I come out of it, I'm like, I got a much better week next week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just Bear, we've talked before and you like, yo, like I'm going through it. You've talked, I've shared with you all as well, but I think more than anything, it's just it's pivotal when you see bros going through that. Like you tell them, like, yo, I need you to really like check yourself, bro. Like I heard it on the Nice and Neat joint. He was like, yo, like, don't just ask like you good. Like ask intentionally, like, bro, like how's your money, bro? Like how's your sex life? Like how's, you know what I'm saying, how's the girl? How's your kids? Like how's your car? Because me just asking like, yo, you straight? Yeah, I'm good.
It's easy.
I'm cool.
How are you? I'm well.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Because we show up for every person
for everybody
at the worst time of their life.
Correct.
Think about it. You're not training nobody who in the best shape.
Correct.
I'm not doing therapy with people who are good, happily married and doing all this stuff.
Correct.
We are in their lives at the worst times of their lives, and we go into it.
Correct.
With the confidence that I can bring
I can bring them out.
That I can bring you out. Come on, and we do it time.
I'm gonna see on this video.
And we base our livelihood on bringing people out of the worst time. Like everything. That's another reason not to get back into. That's another reason I don't mind buying what I buy, because I know everything I bought was bought out of someone getting better. Right. Everything that I have is the product of a life being saved. Facts. So if in the meantime I can have drive, go, be in order to build myself back up so I can go back in. Yeah. Then the day I'm going back.
That's real.
I'm going back.
That's real.
Every time. That's real. Love you guys, bro.
Y'all this is a great episode.
I don't know how y'all got that out of me, bro.
This is therapy. This is just literally therapy, like for us, because you talking to people that you can't even see.
Bro, I don't know how.
So you helping somebody else and helping yourself at the same time. Because I definitely feel like way much better. I just sent y'all a video. I said way much better. It was crazy.
Way much better.
That's that yak, man. But look at that video I just sent y'all. It's literally the same thing we just talked about.
Bear, you are the man, as always.
For sure.
Bear on the ones and twos.